Everything is looking fantastic. Got a sunny day today, but it's cold. It's only about 55. Got different hostas coming up. I moved the rock today because I wanted the hosta to fill in. And lots of good stuff. And I also transplanted something else. This is a shamrock. One of Chandra's friend's sisters stayed here for a while with Chandra. And she had shamrocks. And she gave them to Chandra. She left them behind. And I've transplanted them into different areas. There's one under the burning bush out back, which this is a split off of that. And then we've got one under the, or by the red maple tree out front. And they do quite well because we're very much like Ireland here, as you can tell from all the green. And a couple of weeks ago, I got that little jewel that I put in the pond, and that is what is called a water garlic. And it's flowering purple, so it's doing quite well. Everything is all stirred up and mucky because we've had nothing but windstorms and torrential rains and just not very nice. So the bottom is all mucky. My Jacob's ladder will be blooming soon. That's taken off like wildfire in this section. And it looks like it's seeded to over here because I did not plant one over here. So it must have seeded last year. And Solomon's seal. And this is the back side. Got some irises back here. Got a couple of willow bushes. Not trees, but bushes. And this over here is supposed to be native. I got it at the native place. And it's native lupin. And it's starting to flower, and it's ahead of the ones that I have out back. So that's kind of cool. A weed growing in the middle. And then I have a summon substance and a blue angel hosta up there with some, let's see, I separated my daylilies, and I have a wispy one, so that's in front of the hosta there. And then I have a lungwort back here. And I have some gorgeously blooming purple iris. And some carrot grass. I had 3 carrot grasses planted in the backyard, and the dog was eating the tops off of all of them. So I transplanted them over there to my little garden up by the entryway there. So they'll come back. She didn't kill them. I got them before that happened. But there's the pretty irises. And I suppose eventually I will get in here, change the filter again, and flush it out after all the storms are done with us, and the pollen, because some of that is pollen in there too. But I'm loving my clover. See all my clover? It is coming up like crazy. So it'll be nice and green down here. I have been down here a little bit, clipping out some of the volunteer blackberries that are coming back, because that has to be done on a regular basis, because we are not going to let them catch hold again. And I think that one is an autumn frost. But on the hill, I've got some more hostas, my bugleweed, some tall daylilies, some Shasta daisies that I transplanted, and all of this stuff is from transplants that I've taken from the back. I've got primroses and heuchera, and lots of hostas. And I've got, that I think is a lily of the valley that has never done anything. It was in my spice garden and it never did a thing. So I said, okay, I'm going to put you by the stone wall. So we'll see if it does something. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not it either. That's an iris. Sorry. But all this little stuff here is, let's see if I can pan in here. This is my sweet woodruff. And the sweet woodruff has a very delicate leaf pattern to it and delicate little flower. And it really, really looks pretty going up and down the hill and spreads like wildfire. I just planted a couple of little heaps and look at what it's done this year. And moving along here, we've got more iris. We've got volunteer ferns. Unfortunately, this size fern that grows so tall doesn't last long around here because the squirrels are always jumping on them. So they get toppled over on a regular basis and then they sprout up again. And I do have a purple primrose up there. And the one that's kind of wilted down there up against the wall, that is the lily of the valley that I planted or transplanted. So we'll see if it does anything. And over here, I've got lavender. I've got some creeping phlox. And up on the hill there, we have columbine. And I do have a couple of meadow lilacs or California lilacs. Those will grow big. Those are going to get to be about 6 to 8 feet tall. And my other ones didn't get too wide. They were about 4 feet wide, I guess. So eventually it'll give a good screen. But my camera is up there on the side of the house. So they're not going to be blocking the view at all of the camera. And then something's been digging here. Doesn't look like a squirrel. Looks more like, I don't know. Could be a possum digging for worms. I don't know. But this is my burning bush that I put in this year. Another fern. This is last year's clover. As you can see, it's gotten quite tall, but it holds up to the foot traffic, and hopefully it'll blossom and give the deer something to eat. And I'm trying to entice the bunny rabbits because once he cuts a path through and does a little bridge, there's bunnies up there. There aren't any down here, but there are bunnies up there. And they'll have a way to come over. And the back side of the pond. And then this is the little sand cherry that I put in. And I probably should cut the blossoms off of it. But they say they reseed fairly easily, so I'm just going to let it go and see if I come up with other ones in the area. Because that would be nice. And I've got some basket of gold there. And Indian plum. The Indian plums are doing very well. They say they are edible, but they're not that great. And I've got another one down there by the log. And a cherry tree here that has a few cherry starts on it. And then there's another Indian plum behind the feeder. My apples haven't done anything. Some more ferns. The ferns seem to stay protective if they're planted next to one of my little trees. Mint. More lavender. I've got several different types of mint. I've got my spearmint, peppermint, and my ginger mint, and Chandra's home. But the thing that is most amazing to me is these are pluots. They blossomed early. I've got two regular ones, and then Chandra I sent him in for ones to pollinate them, and this is a sweet blueberry. Yeah, did you hear that? He made a really weird noise. It is a sweet plumberry, and believe it or not, this one has some pluots on it. I don't remember where oh, there they are. Look at that. Those are developing pluots. And there's some more up on top too. And that's the wild beast. I have wild beasts in this area. But yes, the apples have done nothing. But I've got cherries on my tree in the back. I've got cherries on the tree by the pond. And we'll see what happens after the apples blossom, because they haven't blossomed yet. So over and out from Llyn's garden and Llyn Lachan Pond. Bye for now.